Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be, I was going to say it's going to be different than some of my other videos, but it's actually not. And it's honestly currently raining right now. It feels pretty good outside. But today is going to be a story time on how I almost died. Or maybe it was less of the almost dying and more of just a nice rude awakening that just made me think to myself, I could literally die any minute, any moment in time, and that's why it's so important for me to push myself to be the best and, fulfill what I want to fulfill. Sorry, I'm having trouble keeping my eyes open. Sorry if I look chopped, but yeah, I wasn't gonna make this video because I've been kind of upset lately, but I can't let that, make me start slacking on my pimpin' and not posting on my YouTube channel. But yeah, I've just been kind of upset. It just happened today. I'm not having a good day. I'm just gonna say that. Luckily, I have my cheesecake to make me feel better. I know that's really big of me to say, but I wasn't even supposed to eat any until the weekend because that's how much of it I ate. I have exactly one slice with a bite taken out of it left on that platter. And I'm ashamed, but I needed it. This was a time I needed. Okay, so now the rain's kind of flying in. You probably can see it. So I'm gonna sit in between these rocking chairs and hope that I'll be protected from the rain there, because I really want to make a video. So yeah, as a young kid or whatever, teenager, whatever you want to call it, I'm still kind of, learning how to deal with my emotions and stuff like that. Sometimes when I get mad, I just ask myself, is this really a reason to be mad? Like, you're kind of just exaggerating, but that's what I do. And I can't stop myself from being mad about something that I'm mad about. So what I can do is, just make myself feel better instead of try to, shame myself for being mad about it. The best thing that I can do is make myself feel better and just cool down. Find peace with whatever it is that's upsetting me. But I'm not even supposed to be talking about that. I'm supposed to be talking about my story. Okay. So yesterday, I decided that I was going to get outside and get on my skates once again. And it started off so good. I was, really balancing on those rollerblades, and I was having fun. I was extremely hot, but I was having fun. And I was just kind of doing a little bit of things that I can do on my skates. Turns and stuff, that's all, really. Nothing special. I probably look like a unstable chicken when I skate. But yeah. And the thunder is kind of really crazy right now. I ain't gonna lie, but moving on back to the story. And I was skating around, and I look like a couch potato currently because I was under my blanket trying to process how upset I am. What I do when I'm upset is sometimes I scroll, which I know is really unhealthy, but I try to find people on the internet that are happy, and I get lost in, feeling happy for them. It takes me off of how I'm feeling, how I'm upset, I swear that thunder is insane. But yeah, back to my story. I was just getting around, and I got to a point where I was kind of going down the street and stuff, and I was looking across the streetway where there are other houses down the street, but it's kind of like a ramp to get down there, right? Mind you, I don't know how to use my brakes. That's why I needed to stay up here where the street is as flat as possible so that I'm not going down something that I can't stop. So yeah, and I'm like, that'll be fun, but you shouldn't do that because you can't stop yourself. The funniest thing about it is I already knew it was going to happen when I did it. But I did it anyways. I started rolling down, and I was going so fast, and I was like, you can't stop this. It's like a dog on your tail, on your tailbone. You know eventually the dog's going to catch up to you and bite you down. You know you can't actually get away, but you're running anyway, so you're just running in fear, hoping that maybe the dog won't catch you. I wasn't even that scared. I was just trying to figure out what to do. When I realized that if I kept going, I was going to keep crossing the street where I could possibly get hit by a car. Probably crash into a pole. Something terrible. And so before I knew it, I was turning into somebody's house, little like, you know how where you ride up. I was turning into somebody's driveway. That simple. And boom, I go flying. I feel my knees scraping against the concrete. And then bah, I hit my head. And when I tell you that hurt so bad. It was in that moment where I was like, I had to gather myself because I was in shock, and I had to gather myself, and I had to see, am I still alive? I realized I could have actually died because I don't have a helmet. I told you guys in my video when I was unboxing my stuff, I didn't buy any protection. I did this to myself completely because I already told you guys I could have just not went down there, but I did it anyways. Why? I risked my life literally. And as I realized that my head landed in a bed of grass, I'm like, that could have landed on the concrete. And because of how hard I hit my head, I felt so much pain. I was like, if I would have hit my head on the concrete, who would have known? Who would have known? Like, I would have had some kind of injury. Like, it could have turned out so much worse than it did. Instead, this is what my knee looks like. And I have like a cut on my side. But yeah. And sometimes, like, if I can still feel it a little bit right here and in this ear sometimes from when I banged myself. And I remember getting up and like a car driving past me, and I'm just like, damn, if I would have died right here. I hope I can say that on YouTube. Then nobody would have known. Nobody would have known. I would just be dead right there. Who knows how long. And the shock made me kind of emotional. I'm not gonna lie. It was just like, wow. And I just had to roll on home with shame. Man. Yeah. That was something crazy. I walked down the sidewalk and I saw where I landed, and I was like, woof. That could have turned out in so many ways. And I'm just so, like, emotional right now for so many reasons. I'm trying not to cry in this video currently. I remember watching this video of like Salish, because she, was going into her teenage years. This is probably when she was 13 maybe. And I remember a girl telling her that when you're a teenager, It's currently so crazy right now, I promise. Look. Whoa. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. It is cool, actually. And she was like, when you become a teenager, you're gonna be more emotional. You're gonna be crying for no reason. And I wonder if that's to make up for how numb you are as a young kid. Because you can't really feel all the way. I feel like your emotions aren't developed all the way when you're younger. So I'm like... And I was like, that is not true. Then I became a teenager and I started experiencing it. And you just kind of find out how important it is to have someone to talk to. Because there's so many emotions and they will catch up to you no matter how much you don't want them to. Like, you'll just be walking and you'll have one thought in mind. Before you know it, you're just bawling. You're just bawling. You can probably tell, like, I was actually crying today. I'm just kind of like, I'm pissed. And I'm tired. And I'm not, like, physically tired, but I'm mentally tired. I've only been on this earth, not even exactly for 14 years yet, but I haven't been on this earth for very long. And it's just, you know, I don't know. I feel so held back. I think that's what it is. That's kind of everything that I want to say, but I feel like when I'm on camera, I feel like I'm still, like, on the phone, I guess, with somebody. But then when I cut it off, I'm alone. I don't want you guys to think that I'm, like, depressed or something. I'm genuinely just, like, upset, not having the best day. That's literally what it is. But every day, I get up and I try. So, I'm not depressed. I'm just bored. I'm kind of annoyed with the things that are taking place in my life. So we're just gonna sit here and listen to the rain if you guys can hear it. And I did do my hair today. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's just like in the bun. I don't use gel all the time because it messes my hair up. And I'm like, I've been trying to take a break of gel because it makes my hair all dry and stuff. And so, you know, that's why I understand why some black women don't really use gel. I'm getting wet right now. Okay. I don't want the phone to get messed up. But I understand why some women don't use gel. I don't know if I'd be able to live without gel though, because I don't get my hair braided. I don't get it in any styles. I have no other choice but to put it in a ponytail. That's why I can't live without gel. I just don't want 2026 to like 2025 or 2024. Like, a change needs to be made. And I'm doing that with my content creation and stuff. It's just like, I feel like I'm doing what I need to do to like change my life, but nothing's really working. Okay, that now I'm being dramatic. It's not that anything's working, it's because I have lack of patience. And I need to get it. I tend to be able to sit down and just wait, but it's like, I don't know. When I start getting bored, I start getting upset, and I realize, okay, I need to do something. You know? And I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I wish that I could swap places with somebody else, not forever, but to just see, like, what does it feel like? What does it feel like to go on vacation? Like, to go on vacation with a Granville or something, and, like, have a...
Somebody let they slide. Oh. I didn't know you were coming.
That's gonna have to be in the video.